Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too, welcome to another session of Game Improvement PUBG Mobile. Today we're looking at some more solo squad stuff from the Asia server. I'm going to walk you through this game in particular because I found this was a game where I just, again, decided I wanted to win. I often have these games when I have finished running with a couple of mates and we've just been mucking around and we never really get anything done and we all die, and at the end of it I'm like, well, that's great, but I've got 3 hours and there's not a lot of content in there unless you like watching people fail at gunfights and throw grenades at each other, so we do this. Now, if you would do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel, that would be helpful. Like the videos and leave a comment below on any kind of content that you're keen to see and we'll rip into it. And we've been doing the Patreon tournaments as well. They've just kicked off. First Sunday of every month in A time, we get together and we run a tournament. So if you want to join Patreon, patreon.com/thebushcup. Now, this is a standard thing for the Asia server. You'll need, it's just, I don't know about you guys in EU and NA, but this is what they do. I've knocked a guy up the top. I'm solo squatting. They're pretty sure I'm solo. It's been going on for a while. So they then push down and they take a huge split. They'll put 2 on one side, 2 on the other, or 1 flanking, 2 pushing, 1 overlooking so you can't peek and shoot. And it's like sometimes getting disconnected is not the best thing, and I just leave. I just take their car and leave, go and get another car, come back, and lo and behold, those guys are now pinched because I've turned up and I am third-partying them to my heart's content. Like, this is 100% exactly why I don't think it's always the best idea to split your teams. And that's a real focus for this gameplay. You're going to see this happen twice. And in both instances, it really hurts the guys who split. And they do it so consistently, but they don't do it right. Like, the best players you see in the world, the guys running competitive, they're in multiple vehicles, sure, and they'll leave an anchor out like a drag man and then put people on either flank, but they're all still connected. They all have fields of fire. You can see these guys have 2 separate cars. I don't realize it at first. The second car starts pushing in on me, and that's when it twigs that these guys have to be together. But they're so disconnected that what's going to happen is I'm going to push past them, and I really just want to get to the top of this ridge here. Because what you can do with these kind of players is use their, like, this kind of dogma that they run where it's got to be this flank thing, where they're going to run multiple cars, 3 or 4 cars at a time, and they're all going to take different angles. You can use it to really screw with them. Like, they will start wanting to push regardless because that's their job. So that's cool. Wait until they try and get another angle, which is what they're doing there. You can see they've gone further along and they're now getting another angle. They're still going. They haven't stopped. So I've hit that guy in the back multiple times. I'm not even going to take a heal here because I'm very comfortable taking this gunfight. We've split this squad again. And if your squads are doing this and you keep ending up with 2 guys alive at the end of the game, despite the fact that you're getting some wins, and like, that's dumb. That's such dumb gameplay. I'm solo. I'm alone. They know I'm solo and alone. I've driven past there in a car and I've already wrecked their other vehicle. So rather than go and find a 4-seater, come back, pick up the whole squad, no, they've got to do this stupid thing where one guy's pushing the flank. That guy was going to get my flank again, and the other guy's pushing up along the waterline towards me. And this is just, I'm going to leave him there. I'm going to leave him there because I don't have to worry about this guy ahead of me and him working together. He's got to go get that guy. He's got a very, very limited amount of time where he can be pushing here and mucking around. I'm not sure if he's going to be here. Yep, there he is. But that's cool. I was expecting it. Straight out of the car, back on top of the rock, overlooking, and we're again just leveraging this absolute, I don't know what it is, this madness where someone's told them that you've got to get these angles. And so they all constantly try and get angles. And it's an age-old story. I remember talking to Ganksy years ago, and he was playing PMCO with a bunch of guys from No Mercy was the clan, and also a bunch of Nepalese guys. And they would wait for this expected move from a lot of squads where they'd be in a fight and they would just leave one guy holding an angle and everyone else would just go out to the flank and they'd find a guy alone, kill him, and then work the rest of the team down. That's exactly what I've done here. And it's something that you really need to be aware of. If you do it right, where you're connected and you don't get leapfrogged or stuck or put in a position where you're going to get pinched, that's great. But you've got to be very, very good to do that. If you do it wrong, where you just all push in a disjointed manner and you're just basically turning into a series of 1v2s or 1v1s, then it's going to cost you your whole squad, as it did there. Now, this last part is a real chat about rotations. Look where the circle is. It's Stauber. So it's going to be mostly grass, and it's going to be grass on a hillside, which means it's very difficult to deal with multiple people at once. I don't want to. So I'm rotating deep, and I'm rotating circle's edge. Now, this is old news to anyone that's been watching the channel since its inception. Surfing the Blue was one of the first videos I did, which actually really brought the channel to prominence. People really loved it. It was just getting on the edges of the blue and running short side of the circle. Short side of the circle being the shortest distance between the blue line, the wall there, and the circle line, the safe zone. That's where the circle moves the slowest. The further away from the edge of the circle the blue is, the faster the circle moves. So if you're running on this inside short side of the circle, you actually get a lot of time to watch everyone else rotating in, and it gives you the opportunity to really set up your next rotation. Now, I don't get lucky here. I don't get the circle. It would have been lovely to get the circle. What I'm really hoping for is to get some info as to where everyone is so I can make the next rotation correctly if I don't get the circle. And that doesn't have to be visual. It can be audio as well. You can hear me listening, looking. I've played so much solo squad this season. It's quite surprising how effective it's been for me. I've actually probably done, if anything, better on average in solo squads than I have done in squads. Because when you solo squad, your focus is just you. It's just on you. And you can see there, I'm like, well, okay. Noise left, noise right, only compound in. One tap, tap, taparoo over there. Tap, tap, taparoo's up above me. That's probably a duo somewhere, either on the right or the left, but I think it's a solo down here. So again, we're sticking very close to the circle here, setting up from the edge. We get a nice little clear there. Now it's a 1v2v1 as we rotate in deep. Now, the last duo is actually on the hillside all the way up the top. This is where you're going to make decisions. It's so steep, this hill, that's really difficult to push up. Like, you can get screwed. But my thought process is that there's someone up above and there's someone up above them. So I'm going to count on these guys basically locking each other in. And the guy stuck in the middle is the pinch. He's the one who is really, really in a bit of a tough place because he just can't afford to not be holding out those guys above. They're a duo. And while that's all going on, I'm going to sneak in and grab the clear and set up for what is hopefully a very easy 2v1 because I've got the circle and, well, not easy, but it's a great opportunity to clear out and finish a nice solo squad. It's not going to happen. I'm going to show you why in just a sec. And I want you to see if you can spot what happens here. And just watch. This is interesting. They've gone and done the typical Asia server thing where they've sent one guy all the way off to the flank on the left and the other guy is coming down the hill and is behind that tree at the moment, I believe. I mean, there's the grenade. That's a good grenade. So I move in, and during all that gren hullabaloo, they don't hear where I've gone. They think I'm still at that shack there. So his partner is going to move in from the left. There he is. And I'm going to nail him. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to miss him completely. Do you know what just happened? I want you to watch this again in slow-mo. This is called screen lock. It's when your screen is getting too many inputs at once, and watch how the gun goes straight up, but I can't make it move to the right, and I have to strafe my whole body to the right to make the reticle move. That's screen lock. And that made me just about tear my hair out. I hope you enjoyed that little brush up on tactics and gameplay. Make sure to subscribe, like the videos. Remember, Percy the Parrot says subscribe. I like this parrot, man.